the door.
Yep.
Good evening. I'd like to call the regular council meeting for the city of Freeport to order September 25th, 2025. Please stand for invocation and pledge.
If you would, bow your head. Dear Lord, just thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity for us to serve here tonight, the citizens of Freeport. Just please give us the wisdom. Please continue with us. Continue with the city of Freeport. In Jesus Christ's name we ask this. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, welcome. I'd like to recognize a couple of guests tonight. We have Mr. Dave Underwood with the EDA. Thank you so much for being with us. And Mr. Tim Parsons with Liberty Partners. Thank you so much. Under the consent agenda, tab 1 are the bills for the city of Freeport. Tab 2 is the regular council meeting minutes for September the 9th, 2025. Tab 3 is the final budget hearing for September the 15th, 2025. Tab 4 is the revenue and expenditure reports through August 2025. And tab 5 is the revised job descriptions. Is there any public comment on the consent agenda? If not, I'll ask for approval from the council.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Councilwoman Hafner.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch.
Aye.
Councilman Ferris.
Aye.
And Councilman Dickey.
Aye.
Thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to tonight's agenda?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to do them for everybody. Under Parks, we want to add Veterans Memorial Lighting and also Rescue Tube locations. And then under Sewer, we want to add on the grease trap ordinance. That's it.
Okay, any others?
I have one item. I guess it could go under me or mosquito control. I want to talk about the updates they're sending out and getting them out there to the public.
Anybody else? If not, I'll ask for approval for the additions to tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch.
Aye.
Councilman Ferris.
Aye.
Councilman Dickey.
Aye.
Motion carried. Staff report, City Clerk.
Name council, I don't have much of a voice, as I'm native,
Yeah.
bear with me.
No problem.
My first item is the notary policy. We were given direction at the last meeting about coming up with a policy, and this is what we came up with. Do you have
Yeah.
any thoughts, changes? If not, I'd like to get this approved.
Sure. I think it looks great. I'll make a motion to approve the policy as is.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Yes, I do approve as the form based on the state's request regarding these matters. I believe this is appropriate at this point in time.
Okay. Any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch.
Aye.
Councilman Ferris.
Aye.
And Councilman Dickey.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I do want to note, now that we have adopted that and looked at how that's going to work, it remains the obligation, after talking to the state about how we can and cannot do this, it remains the obligation of each individual notary to act under their individual notary obligations and license requirements. Just because we are authorizing this policy is not instructive of our staff to any action that would be in violation of that, nor can this policy be required to do it. I believe our policy is clear that we are prohibiting what they will do on city time, but that does not necessarily mean they are authorized to do anything for the city that would otherwise violate that. So the verbiage here, I think, is sufficiently limiting on the guidance I have had on those state suggestions But I did indicate after I checked into that it would be important to note on the record at the time for the council that this policy is not designed to cause any of our notaries to act or believe they should act outside the scope of their sworn oaths. So I don't think that would be the assumption, but they said that's when they've done that. That is an admonishment provided to the state for state officials when they sign documents and notarize in their official capacities. There's a much longer oath and obligation to sign at clerk of court's offices. They said that probably would not be necessary for us, so we're not including that. So we're going with kind of the midpoint.
Sounds good.
Good.
My next item is the application for the community center. I did pull community centers from around the area, just to have a second look, because I felt like our pricing was low. Because my son's getting married in like a week, I know what the pricing of Depeniac is. So I pulled Niceville and I pulled Rescue, just to get sort of a complimentary look at what everybody else is doing. And in doing that, I found that most places are charging about $500 for an 8-hour period, whereas we had it at $250 before. I just feel like we're leaving money on the table for a $3 million building. So I wanted to bring that back and have that discussion with you. And in doing that, I also pulled together the application for the community center that goes through all of the items that we've talked about. It's a pretty lengthy application because I believe that it should be. You know, it's a brand new building. We should have a lot more rules to that building than what we currently have. Up to now, we have never required for anyone to have liability insurance. And I think that we should. If somebody comes in and cooks on property, we should have them permit us with a certificate of insurance as us as co-insured. That way if something happens, we're covered and it doesn't leave us uncovered. Up until this point, we've never had that in any of our documents. So that is included in here. So.
But isn't that because the city has insurance on property if something happens to someone on property?
But is it a bad idea to double up? I mean, to make them?
I don't know, I'm just
Right,
asking a
they
question.
No, I think, I agree with what they're saying, but I think they should have, I mean, that's, most
Yeah.
event venues make you have your own insurance policy.
Everyone that I have looked at requires that. A
Like,
certificate of
do you-
liability.
Do you think also requiring that we add that we would be additional insured to that policy? I mean, if we're going to do that, that's
If they're
that's
gonna
where
have
we're
to have
going
policy,
with.
yes, that should be implicit in this. If they take out insurance,
We need to
they
be
have to
additional
show us
insured.
as an additional insured there.
Yes, yes.
I did have that written in.
So it's
The additional insured,
$1 million?
1 million.
Yes.
I think that's kind of industry standard for special events, honestly. So, yeah.
Every place that I looked at had that included in their rental application, to have us as additional insured and to have it as $1 million policy.
Well, you won't rent anything from the school district if you don't, you're not insured.
Right.
And you put them as one.
I think that's pretty standard. It's just something we've never asked for.
I think it's good.
I also have on one of the pages, it's one of the very last pages of your policies. It has all of the things in red that I was asked to put in with the smoking. No alcohol. Someone over the age of 25 must be there at all times. So all of that has been added in here that they have to initial on the bottom of every page.
In addition to just saying that someone over 25, should we specify someone that's associated with the responsible party for the contract or something? Just the verbiage "someone" makes me a little uncomfortable. It needs to be someone associated with the rental.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've done a great job on this.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do have one question on the nonprofit organization. So there's not going to be any lowering for nonprofit?
That will be up to you.
Okay.
I put that in there that it would have to go before council.
And
As
it says
far
fees
as
shall be charged for staffing rental CP schedule? Is that-
without that being approved by you to be another way, that would
Okay.
be standard form.
Okay. I was just curious. So just like when we waived at the ball fields or whatnot, they would come forward and we could, it's a case by case?
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, they will have to pay.
So then I'll make a motion to approve with the change that,
Well, if you don't mind, I'm sorry, just one other clarification on the setup, tear down, that $200, is that refundable if they do it themselves and do it to our satisfaction, or
If
how's
they
that work?
want to do it, they don't have to pay.
Okay.
If they want us to do it, they have to pay it.
Okay. Fair enough, makes sense, thank you.
okay. I'll go ahead and make a motion with the change that instead of a someone that, a responsible party is present during the whole time, during the event.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you.
City Manager?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My first topic is a library update from our representative on the county's library board, Jess Mitchell. That's for her to come up, and there she is.
Yes, hi, welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry, everybody got a name.
Yeah, I'm Jess Mitchell. I am the City of Freeport representative for our Walton County Library Advisory Board. So I have some updates that are specific to Freeport that I'd love to share with you guys. This is from our July meeting. So circulation statistics for Freeport for the last quarter compared to the previous year were up 11%. We had a countywide increase, which was 9.6%. We have plans to open a teen library at the Freeport Commons. Were submitted with the library's budget to the county. Since that meeting, it's been approved, and the build-out and community meetings will begin in October. Estimated opening date is early spring 2026, and nothing will change about the current Freeport Library's use. And then, aside from that, I didn't have any other Freeport-specific discussions at our July meeting, so that's kind of all the Freeport-specific information that I have from the July meeting.
I just know we appreciate your service. I know you've served several years and attended all the meetings and done a great job, so we appreciate your service, and thank you for coming and giving us those updates.
Absolutely. I'm a teacher and I love reading, so
Awesome.
it's been an honor to serve on the board.
We really appreciate your service.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, wait, you're about-
How about the legislative?
I forgot about it.
I was like,
It had to be like that.
lost over you there, Tim.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. It's good to be here this evening. As you know, we wanted to come to you. We've mentioned, last few council members that we want to begin preparing for the 2026 legislative session. That interim committee weeks begin on October the 6th. They run for about 6 weeks of committee meetings leading up to the start of the session on January 13th. So that's sort of the timeline that we're working with. And then for purposes of your appropriation requests this year, at least in the House, they're due by November the 21st. I know Representative Abbott's office would like to have them a week prior. So just beginning there and working backwards. Of course, you're probably aware that the Walton County Legislative Delegation meeting will be down this way on Wednesday, October the 22nd, at the South Walton County Complex at 5:30. So, Mayor, we hope to have these priorities identified for you so you can take them before the delegation at that time. So, first of all, I want to tell you that your CIP looks great. The projects and stuff that you've got clearly identified there, we certainly appreciate that. We work with other local governments who their CIP is sort of all over the place, but these are very concise. We know that these are the main projects that the city has identified right now, so it's very helpful for us to kind of keep that list handy. And with that, just wanted to add, I think this year, again, a focus on infrastructure is going to be key. I think if you look for maybe 1 or 2 water projects, a road project, and then maybe something in the maybe public safety area like storm hardening or emergency generators or something like that, that you also may have a need for. Not sure about recreation improvements, parks and that kind of stuff. I think given the fiscal constraints that the state is going to face, not this year, but the next 2 years, every indication we've received is it's probably going to be a lean budget year. So I think the best that we can do is make the argument that due to the tremendous growth here, there's a strain on infrastructure, and y'all are trying to keep up with that. So, and that argument has worked extremely well, I think, the last several sessions. And again, credit to your representatives. They've all done a fantastic job in representing y'all in Tallahassee. So, couple other points to consider. Match is certainly a big issue. I think because the city falls within the rural area of opportunity, there's certainly concessions that are taken into consideration there. But I think as much of a match as you could potentially show, the better the chances of getting approved. If you got a project that's closer to being finished, I think that certainly lends itself to a greater chance of getting approved. And the direction that we've gotten from the representative's office, at least last year, was try to shoot for that $500,000 to $1 million range. Anything outside of that, maybe more of a challenge. I think a lot of that is driven by a recent House rule where, at least when they start the budget conference process, they tend not to fund a project less than half of what you've asked for. So if you come in and ask for $30 million and you're like, well, we'll settle for $5 million, that House rule sort of prevents that from happening. So, and then, with regards to water projects, I know y'all have got a tremendous need in that area. If we just look historically, the legislature the last several years, I think the average on water projects is around $200 million statewide. So you look at that bucket and sort of divide 67 counties. You start to do the math there, and it's harder to get large amounts of money through appropriations. So, like I said, I say all that. You've got your CIP. I think you know what the top 2 or 3 projects are. So, certainly want to be here to facilitate that discussion.
Any questions?
Nope.
No. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
We were hoping to maybe go ahead and get a couple of those projects identified this evening if we could.
Oh, do you have a?
Bulldog Road.
Bulldog Road.
Sewer
Sewer is number one.
Our water tower project, the new water tower on 3280,
Yes.
Yeah.
Those probably.
those are the 2 top, right there. The sewer, that's a water project and a sewer project.
Do we need to make a motion?
Those are basically the ones that I wrote down.
Okay, so we need to make a motion to clear that, so you can go ahead, Tim?
Yes.
Or you need more than that? Are we good there?
I would encourage y'all to maybe look at Marquee Way East. I know that you were able to get $1 million for that project last year. Maybe something in that road project category, I think would also be a good idea.
I'm
That
fine
would
with
be
that. Is
a
everyone
good
fine
one
with that?
because we're working on the planning and the design and permitting right now. We're not even at a point to ask for dollars for construction, but we could, work on that one to finish designing and permitting it. Because it's not only a roadway, it's also water and sewer utilities.
Right.
It's a combination project.
So that's 3 things.
Yeah.
3280 water.
3280, okay. I'll make a motion for those 3 projects.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded. Further discussion? Any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
And Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
We'll
Tim.
begin preparing those applications and preparing your talking points and stuff for the delegation meeting. So
Hopefully my
let us
voice is
know
done by
if
then.
anything else comes up then. I did want to add, property taxes was a big point of discussion by the House this week in Tallahassee.
Oh, yeah.
More of I think, an educational exercise to the legislature and understanding the
Sure.
tax system.
Impasse,
Yes.
But, just know we're going to keep y'all fully up to date
Good.
on those discussions.
Tim,
Planning's still working on their annual update, their fiscal year annual update right now on all the development projects, what's vacant, what's approved, what's being built. I'll have that to you for the end of the month, so you can have that in your hands while you're doing this.
That's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Now that's all I have.
Finance.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Hello.
The first item I have tonight is item 10. It's for the resolution on the multi-year utility rates. You'll recall we made some wording changes last meeting, and so we executed that, and we're asking for a motion to ratify the resolution, which was accepted by SRF.
I'll make that motion.
Awesome. Second.
A motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Councilwoman Halfton?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The team is ready tomorrow to start pursuing, providing that resolution to the SRF so they can start moving with that application. Thank you. The next item is kind of a twofold, item number 11. The first part of that is the interim financing for the upgrade to the wastewater treatment facility to 2 million gallons per day. By USDA, we have to go with interim financing initially, and so we have taken that to bid. We received 2 bids on that. There is a sheet in your packet that's the bid comparison, and based on the results of those bids, we are asking for a motion to approve awarding the interim financing to Renaissance Bank.
So let's start with that and then we'll go to the resolution.
Yes, right. We'd start with the awarding to Renaissance Bank for the financing.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
A motion's been made and seconded. Any further comments? Discussion? Anyone from the audience have anything? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
And Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. And like the next part of that is the resolution. We've talked with our bond counsel. They've developed in anticipation of getting to award that to Renaissance Bank. The resolution was prepared, routed, and so we are asking for a motion to approve the resolution so that we can close on the interim financing with Renaissance Bank.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you, and we will be working with the bond council tomorrow, so we can start moving forward to close on that. We've got that scheduled, and we'll be able to get USDA approval to give the notice to proceed with the project.
Sounds
you.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Mark, are you going to do that?
Yep.
Human Resources, Mark.
Human Resources, looking for a motion to approve a retiree category and policy for the city for some of our benefits, mainly health benefit, so that's one of the requirements from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Currently, our only category is active employees, so it's just creating another, and it's defining it. You have it in your packet, pretty straightforward. Looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve retiree category.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried. Parks?
Good evening, Council, Mayor.
Hello.
So I want to start off with the add-ons that we have. So the first one is going to be the Rotary Club, the rescue tubes. Talked to Mr. Underwood. talked about the locations for the rescue tubes to approve for Marsh Landing and 4 Mile Creek. So those two, put the tubes there.
It's been a few meetings back.
Yeah.
Those are the ones
Yeah.
who already
Yeah, that's great.
approved
Yeah.
the other things.
Do we need a motion? I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Any public comment? Mr. Underwood?
David Underwood, 60 Dusty Way, Freeport. I just want to personally thank Red for working with me. We found each other and pouring down rain to talk about this project. And so one of the things that Rotary normally has done each time they do this project is on the signage. We normally recognize Rotary's little symbol on it and the city symbol on it. And since the businesses are contributing toward it, I thought it would be appropriate. We've done this in the other projects around the counties, just putting the business logo on assisted
Yeah,
funding.
that'd be
So
good.
Absolutely.
that's one of the things, and I put together a project plan to how we execute it with Mark. And if we need a memorandum of understanding, certificate insurance will come out and help. I'm going to ask for Red's help, just to be putting it up there at the site. We'll build them off-site and bring to them. So that's just a couple of inputs from the Rotary side of the house that we just think we should do.
That's good.
Yeah, sounds great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Did they do the vote?
We need a vote?
Yeah. we gotta do
Call for
that.
the vote.
Need to take the vote, Matt.
What now?
We have the motion second, we need to take the vote officially.
Oh, I'm sorry. Any further discussion? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. So the next one is the Veterans Memorial lighting. So there's some pictures of Monday for the name is Evening Glow. And here's the pictures for that. So they did a really good job out there displaying the lighting out there. I know there was a few of y'all that came out there and took a look. So we can talk about the price. So the price is for the Evening Glow, it's $41,295.
In the 2025, correct me if I'm wrong, 2025 budget, y'all put 20,000 towards this.
And the 25 budget, and not the, is there money in the next budget?
I'm sorry, 26.
26 budget.
26 budget.
So the 26 budget, but there wasn't any over.
Right. No.
So how do you want it? I'm sorry, for the other $20,000.
And we had two more people
Right,
coming.
we had,
Yes.
okay,
Yes, we
okay,
had two
yeah, we
more.
did have more than one company
Yes.
that,
So we had two more.
acknowledged.
The other one, they came out Wednesday, and they were called Impact Lighting, and they came at $83,750. And then the third one was called Light It Up, and they did not come display. There's a few things, installments that needs to be put in the ground, which is probably not gonna happen, and they came at $9,500. So.
But they were not willing to do what was necessary, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
Would you
understand.
clarify
So
what that means
the
exactly?
Light It Up company, so we talked to them, and they said that they will install the lighting,
Okay.
but they would not put the conduit in the ground, which you have to have conduit.
Right,
Yeah.
oh, I understand.
Okay.
Because we're always digging out there, pulling plants, put plants in the ground.
Right,
And you never know when construction might happen, so we gotta have conduit. So that's the reason, so.
got it. Now, it was kind of I came out and I looked and I thought both companies did a wonderful job, and I just want to say thank y'all for coming out and taking the time to do those displays. I know that was a lot of time and effort for both companies to do, and y'all both had some really neat and kind of different ideas of what to do, and I, you know, I appreciate both. There were some elements of kind of both thoughts that, you know, I would have liked, and I think we have some photographs to kind of compare for everybody to kind of look at, but one company did have some ideas about lighting up the actual city hall with some colored lights that could be incorporated for different holidays and for the memorial, and I think that was that impact landscape.
Yes, that was impact.
Right, so just looking at their bid, is it that they were kind of had a greater scope of what they were including in their numbers, just so that we're fair on comparison?
They were.
Okay.
And yes, there was more included into that.
Okay. So that's kind of something, you know, to at least entertain, that I think that they were wanting to do that with City Hall, and then they were going to light up the walkways around the library, and from the planning to ours, that would just kind of bring it together, and then some lighting in the trees with the picnic tables in the front of the property. So just a thought and idea if we're talking about lighting in general. You know, it does get dark over the entire property, and it's, you know, maybe just think about if we would want more areas illuminated if we're going to do this. And that was something that I just knew that they had incorporated in their proposal. And I'm sure, you know, that's probably something that that y'all could do as well. So it's just a thought, you know, outside the box if we wanted to kind of do something like that as well. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of share that and what what the thought was with that. So
Did y'all look at doing that or not?
That was never part of a discussion with us, so we would be more than happy to provide a proposal for that portion if you guys need something like that. We were strictly kind of focused on that area, and so we didn't really kind of know where the conversation would even go and how realistic this was on the agenda with how we were communicating and brought into it. So we didn't want to go into left field, you know, when it wasn't appropriate in what you were looking for.
During my initial conversation with Tom Tillman, who was our point of contact for this project, he had mentioned that in the future that may be something that y'all are interested in, but we weren't sure about if the budget allotted for that at the time being, and therefore it wasn't.
Can y'all come up and state your names for the record, just for the clerk?
I'm Matthew Richard with Eating Glow Landscape Lighting.
Donnie Grosskopf with Eating Glow Landscape Lighting. Yeah, so just based on our first initial conversation with Tom Tillman, it did come up lighting up the council building. It's just we weren't positive about budget being allotted for that at the time being. We talked about maybe doing this originally and adding on. It's always easy to add on down the road. And so we just weren't aware of that being something that was not there.
I mean, I feel like giving more information
well, that's what I was
make
going
a
to
decision.
I know there was also some discussion about like how to come up with this additional funding outside of what we have kind of budgeted, and some thoughts about potentially getting sponsorships for some of the lighting areas. And so maybe if y'all have the ability to kind of give us an idea, if we did illuminate more than just the memorial area, what that would cost, and then give us some ideas of how to.
We may have to do it in
stages, or
may have to be stages.
Yeah, something I will notate that's in your packets there, if you guys got those. We are offering to sponsor one of the memorials, and so that would be reflected on the final invoice, you know, to be actually less than $41,000. It's about $4,000 credit that would be applied onto there. That was just something that, as we were walking through it, you know, like what was our part? We had a lot of conversations. A lot of people have put a lot of time and effort into making that a really special place. we wanted to, play our part in it. So talking about sponsorship, that would be the area that we would want to, highlight and, play our part in the whole thing for the community.
Councilman Ferris?
And I will say this, talking with Tom, and I've talked to him several times, I didn't know that the rest was going to be added because the conversation me and him had way back is it was going to be the memorial. So I can see where y'all come up with just for that. And then this other one. So we need to look at that, of giving y'all a chance also.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and we're, we've just come into the conversation, so we're happy to, work with however we need to, come up with a solution that works best for everything with budget and, what's realistic for us to do this year. I know there were some people, that really wanted to be able to push it through, and so, we're open to have a conversation about it. We don't want it to just be a transactional, hey, here's a price, if you like it, great, if you don't like it,
Sure, for sure.
So,
Right.
so yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for those of you that came out the other night. It's really great and enjoyed that time. Getting to meet you guys, so, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You just gonna get back with them and work with them on it?
Yes. I'll get back with them and follow through.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Red.
You're welcome. Okay, so up to the next one. So I have a special events permit I came to. It's called the Boo Bash for St. Jude. It's a fundraiser. They want to do a 5K run. So looking for approval on that for the
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Is there any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
And Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion approved.
thing. So if you have any questions with that, she's here if you want to talk to her.
Oh, no. Okay, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
You have
then,
any questions for?
No, I'm good, thank you.
and then the last one is our trunk or treat night park. Last year we had combined those together and it turned out really good.
It went
So
good.
we're gonna start doing, keep those the same. Approval for putting the flyer out. So we can get the notice out to the community and put it on the website.
Perfect.
So thanks to Casey for doing the flyer.
Awesome. That's good. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hirsch?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Red.
Planning?
Good evening, council. I have the second reading of two ordinances. The first one, which is under tab 15, is the Land Development Code update regarding code enforcement. As we previously discussed, we're going to go to a special magistrate scenario, but we've updated the language in the code enforcement provisions to come up with an additional code enforcement ordinance that I'm working with right now. I was able to obtain a code enforcement ordinance that Attorney Atkinson had done for the city of Gwinnett Springs, which has also gone to the special magistrate. So I'm really updating that and tailoring it to our needs, which we still use a special magistrate, but as per my direction specifically from all of you to me, we don't take anonymous complaints, and we are not proactive on code enforcement. It's all complaint driven, and we don't take anonymous complaints. And those are the two key differences in what DePuniac does and what we do. And I'm going to count that back to you probably at your December meeting. I've got a number of ordinances I'm working on right now, and that's coming. But this is just the language to amend the current section in Article 2 of the Land Development Code, which refers to the separate code enforcement ordinance and has the language about the special magistrate that is addressed in detail in the code of ordinance that I'm about to bring to you. And I'm asking for you to hold the second reading of that ordinance, please.
Second reading and adopt.
To adopt.
I'll make the motion to
I'll
approve.
second it.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Any public comment? Councilwoman Halford?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And this will be ordinance 25-07. An ordinance amending the Freeport Land Development Code, Article 2, providing for authority and purpose, conflict severability, and an effective date. And then the other second reading I have is the rezoning for the Grow With Us Daycare Center. This is the second reading. As you recall, I had the original parent parcel number on the ordinance, and at Attorney Atkinson's advice, we reheld the second reading to reflect the new parcel numbers. And we had that first reading, and now I'd like to hold the second reading of that ordinance, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
I will say there's probably already a wait list out there before they've even started.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
There's been a ton of buzz around it, but I've heard everybody
Absolutely.
is thrilled.
Any public comment?
Did you want to say anything? Okay.
Councilwoman Halford?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion
This is
carried.
ordinance number 2508, an ordinance amending the zoning map series included by reference in Article 3 of the Land Development Code of the City of Freeport, specifically a portion of the parcel identified with parcel reference numbers 16-1 South 19, 23,000, 0100031, and 0032, containing approximately 5.58 acres, more or less, and described by the legal description contained in section 1 below, amending the zoning assignment from high-density residential to residential commercial. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sewer?
Council, Mayor.
Good
No.
evening.
Got before you an ordinance for grease trap, trying to make these businesses, which is something DEP's mandating that they do. Because we got to control this grease.
Yeah.
Getting in our lift station Publix is probably the biggest offender of them all. And that lift station right there, it stays inundated with grease, which it damages flow switches, it shortens the life of pumps, and it also clogs up sewer lines. It's just, the whole thing is just terrible. Page 5 gives you the classes of the grease traps. Page 14 gives you the expenditures of the facilities that process and prepare food, how much it costs. And then there's a little teeth put into this ordinance there on page 14. If they fail to get their grease trap pumped and prove to us that they got it pumped, it's $1,000 per day. And we might find that they're pumping that grease trap.
Okay.
Because one of these pumps, some of these pumps was $30,000 to $40,000 a piece. That's a lot of money.
And the most important part about this grease trap ordinance is that we have an existing, I think it's like 7-year-old consent order from DEP. This is probably going to be the last little box we have to check to get that order closed. Paul and I have made new friends at DEP.
Oh, good.
All along. And they like to read the rule book. Paul has been going back and forth for this for a long time.
157-page document.
So based on, and I'll go ahead and tell you, the implementation of these is the whole key. That's why we've been working on this for quite some time. DEP's provide, Mark's work for DEP, I want to thank the city manager for getting with the higher ups in DEP. Well, you talk to your people over there that you have relationships with to help us get them to give us some implementation documents that typically are formed in the months and even years after your initial adoption. We know there's going to be some refinement, but they help to do it. But in light of that, and in light of the time remaining on the consent order, I believe this does constitute a bona fide emergency for the safety of the city system. And therefore, I'm asking the city to adopt this with a single reading under an emergency basis which would require tonight, because we only have 5 council members, a unanimous vote. So I would ask the council to move to adopt this ordinance, which would be ordinance 2025, Madam Clerk, would it be 20?
It's 08.
2025. Oh, wait, okay, sorry, I see the resolution list. So wait, we have a different one over there. So ordinance 2025, an ordinance amending chapter 20, water and sewers, adding article 3, fats, oils, and grease control to the code of ordinances, providing for the proper disposal of fats, oils, and greases in the city of Freeport sewage and wastewater system, providing for enforcement, providing for an effective date, and to thereby adopt the related policy documents included therein. And we can take that with so moved if the council so willing.
I'll make that motion to approve what you said.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
We're just going to update all the 2024s on this document.
Yes.
right? Okay.
And the mayor needs to sign it.
And what was that ordinance number?
2025-08.
08.
Well, I thought the one you gave her about rezoning was that way.
6 and 7.
Huh?
I had 6 and 7.
I was confused about the same, Mayor.
Okay, I don't know where my mind is.
I'm trusting them. You and I might be on the same wavelength. We might be right tomorrow, Mayor. To tell us.
I've got the list.
She swears that. I was thinking about a resolution list.
We'll roll with it.
Okay, any public comment? Councilwoman Hafner?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hurst?
Aye.
Councilman Ferris?
Aye.
Councilman Dickey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And Madam Clerk, please reflect on the record, the city accepted that this was an emergency ordinance in the best interest of the city in light of the DEP's consent order and the continuing damage to the city's system that we have observed in the recent months. And that the motion passed by a unanimous vote of 4-0, which is greater than the supermajority required by statute for an emergency ordinance adoption. And my reading of the title would satisfy me. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to Paul, and hopefully we will be coming back to you sometime soon to tell you that that consent order has been
Fulfilled.
Lisa Kelly with Dewberry is also a huge help in this matter.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, Councilwoman Hafner?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Daniel for all the work he's doing with mosquito control and sending us those updates to our email. I just wanted to ask if we could put those maybe on the website for citizens to look at. I think people like to look at these things, so I was just going to ask the council if that's okay, the reports he's sending us, if they could go maybe in like a folder online for people to look at. I enjoy reading
Think it's
the
a great
work he's
idea.
doing, so I think we should put it out there for the public.
Yeah.
So.
Or you want to say something?
Should I?
Sure, come up.
Come up, Daniel.
And he is ready to start spraying and killing
I
on
know, I'm
October 1st.
excited.
All right.
He's doing a great job.
Hello, Council and Mayor. So, as we all know, next week is go time for me, and it's going to be fun. So, for the city's knowledge, mosquito control is more than just spraying at night. I will also be managing pretty much any standing water within the city, because standing water means mosquitoes.
Sure.
That includes all of our storm drains, which I have been manually logging GPS coordinates for the last several weeks. We have somewhere near 3,000. I'll be visiting those twice a year, doing a 6-month treatment on those to make sure mosquitoes don't come out of them. And holding ponds, I'll be ensuring our wells stocked with fish that eat mosquitoes. And if not, then I'll take care of those chemically, but we try not to in the mosquito control industry if we can, with the fish that naturally eat the mosquito larvae.
Sure.
Otherwise, if we're having heavy rains, I'll be managing puddles if I have to.
Sure.
So starting next week, I'll be on a spray schedule
Yes.
of Wednesday night and Thursday night. I've divided the city into 2 routes. I intend to cover the Bay Loop area, all of it, internal and external, on Wednesday night. And then Highway 20, 331 Business, and 331 on Thursday night. And of course, it's all just within the city limits. So I've worked with Walton County Mosquito Control to separate out their neighborhoods all across Bay Loop that are not in the city limits, and they're going to handle those, and I'm going to handle ours, and
Sure.
we've made an agreement. And we're going to pretty much stay phone buddies with it because the city is constantly changing.
Awesome.
It's been a challenge getting ready for it, but I feel I'm ready.
Thank you for all your hard
We
work.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it. Appreciate the updates.
Make sure
Thank you.
spray Ms. Hafner's pool
I
twice.
don't have a
Mr. Evans?
Just a quick question on that. I think it's great, but we do have the registers in the city limits that their business is bees.
Yes.
And I know that down the street from me, people that had bees, the spraying affected their bees. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Have you connected with them? I feel like they talked to us about that.
I have not connected with
Okay.
our local beekeepers yet. We just had, or I just had the mosquito control machine, what's called swatted, last week, where they test the droplet size to make sure the micron level is small enough to harm only smaller insects. So by design, this chemical is not meant to harm bees. Now, I will not say it won't.
Sure.
But the droplet density, should a beehive be 100 feet from my spray machine, it should not harm bees. Now, I will do everything in my power to not spray beehives. That is my goal. And should I be aware of them, I'll add them to a list and do my best not to spray those. I can add it to my software. You know, let's just put a little alert for me saying, hey,
Yeah,
those
I think
beehives
that's a
here
good
are
idea.
trying to
Yeah,
spray.
for sure.
And so if beekeepers will get with me, then absolutely. If there's a registry, then I will for sure be
I
looking
think
into
it's
that.
registered
Registered
farms
family
that has the.
Yes.
Down next to
farm
the
market.
funeral home. Next to
Do
the
we
funeral
need to
home.
put something on the webpage?
Maybe something on the webpage for anyone.
Beekeepers know.
Yeah, because I'm sure
To
there's
get in
other
contact.
ones too.
I don't
You're
know
not in
it.
the bee business to get with Daniel so that.
I think
Yeah,
that we
so
should
they
do
can
that.
connect. That's a good idea. And so, do I need to make a motion to have him give the reports, like, to the public online?
No, you
Can just
understand that
add them
direction,
To the
correct?
website,
I understand.
where
You
everyone's
understand the
okay
direction,
with
Mark?
that?
And you're good, no motion
Okay.
needed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can have his own little space on the website.
Are you finished, Ms. Hafner?
Yes, sir. I'm finished.
Is there any public comment? If not, meeting's adjourned.
Amen.